I started doing this project out of really frustration. I was seeing kids, 14, 15, 16, being arrested for breaking windows in their parents' houses, for fighting too hard with their little brothers. We decided that what we would do is to create alternatives to homelessness and incarceration, beginning with Cook, Eat, Talk, which is an opportunity for 10 young people to get together, cook a meal together, and have some community both among each other and with other community adults who care about them. We try and bring it to different parts of the community. We also have different groups of young people, and we're developing now a core group of young people that we're going to continue to have meet together.
Communication is very important, and one of the things that I find that's very special about this particular program is that every child needs to have a voice, and that voice needs to be heard and needs to be respected. I had an interaction with a young African American youth, and he just happened to mention, I asked him a question. I said, well, who do you have to talk to? And he said, no one. And I said, well, who do you live with? He said, I live with my dad, but, my dad doesn't really talk to me. And I started engaging him in different dialogue, and he just started opening up and becoming very emotional. It was like a real aha moment for me. Like, wow, this kid could be so much more. He just needs to be heard.
Every time we do this, a couple of kids pull us aside and tell us what they need. They're teenagers dealing with difficult situations, with circumstances caused by poverty, with the tensions caused by institutional racism. The challenges are that they don't always feel the safest here, but it is where they feel the least judged because this is like their space. I want there to be a community environment, and when it's not just me and Keith sitting down with the kids, but it's also people who are going to be here when we're not. Today, one thing that happened that I really liked was my brother-in-law, who's our cook, was able to sit down with a young woman who wants to be an EMT. He's been an EMT, and to really just give her that instantaneous, you can do this. I think that's so positive for young people. So it's those small things like that we're able to do that are the most satisfying for me.
You have to meet people where they are, and sometimes that means going into the community where there's a need.
One of the things that's been most inspiring for me about this project is that people have been really, really generous, both with their time and their money in a way that I didn't expect. And I think that's because the sense of community that we have in Jersey City has been really strong.